Yeah, so today's topic is creating a profitable online business in 6 months. Is it a myth or reality? Is it really something that is possible so fast, like to create something from scratch, from zero, from like absolutely zero? Like I mean, like when you don't know anything about Instagram, about social media, about how to make money online. Is it possible to create something in 6 months or even less? Let's talk about that. Do you like it? Yes, no?
Yes, I love it.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. Let's see if it's a myth or reality because I see a lot of people, a lot of confusion online, right? Some people think it's a scam. Some people think it is actually possible. Well, first of all, what is possible, right? What is possible in 6 months? Well, let's take my example because, I'm very transparent with you. I share everything as it is. So I will just tell you how it actually is, how it was in my case, because I think like my case is like I actually did it in 5 months. I actually did it in 5 months from scratch. Like I didn't know anything about Instagram. I'm telling you, zero, zero. I didn't know how to create reels. I didn't even know that reels is exactly the tool that can bring you a lot of followers. So I learned everything from scratch. So let's take my example and see how I did it and maybe some mistakes of mine and what is actually possible. I'm not talking about like, is it possible to become a millionaire in 6 months? Because that is not the case. That is, maybe it's possible, but in my case, I didn't become a millionaire in 6 months. But I was able to create a business that actually made me free. I didn't have to work anymore. I was able to quit my job, and I was able to even like pay the rent, travel, uh, pay everything I wanted, buy everything I wanted. I mean, not everything, but I could live on that money, and I was happy and free. So let's see how I did it. We'll take Instagram as an example today because of course, it can be applicable to a lot of different social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, even maybe Threads, but the system is different. Like the growth mechanism is a bit of different on different platforms. So today we are taking Instagram because that is the field where I'm an expert in. I'm an expert in that field. So let's start. So February, no, actually January 2024, I had this idea. Okay, I want to start something. I want to create a business, an online business. I want to quit my job. I was about to finish my studies at that time, and I realized that okay, my contract at work, it like I had it until March 2024, so I had 3 more months to finish my studies and to actually decide what's next, right? So I definitely didn't want to continue working for someone else, and I definitely had a lot of had desire to start something on my own. I had this vision for myself. I wanted freedom. I had a lot of motivation, and I could motivate others. So I had a lot of fire inside of me, but I didn't know how. I liked Instagram, but that's it. I didn't know anything about it. So I liked posting photos, but it was not connected to my to business. I didn't think in terms of, oh, I need to create a business or something. So I just had this vision like, I want to motivate others. I want to be a motivational speaker or a coach. Nothing else was in my mind. So that was my starting point, January 2024. And then I started posting videos for the first month, the whole month, January. I was posting different videos. There were just motivational quotes on that, reels. I didn't know anything. I didn't have a coach. I just posted. But then I realized in the end of that month that it would not bring me anywhere because, I was just posting quotes. So, like, okay, I wanted to quit my job. I wanted to have the freedom. I could not even imagine to stay in the company I worked for in real estate. But I was like, okay, but like posting quotes on Instagram will not make me money and will not make me quit my job. So I decided to ask for help, and I found a coach, and the system that he gave to me and he taught me that system, it is just amazing. And here's what I did. So in February, I had 0 followers. I started over. I created a new account. I had 0 followers, and just my vision. Once again, my vision, my dream to motivate people, to inspire them. That's it. And by June 2024, I made my first 6K a month. Like, it was my first month that I made where I made $6,000. Is it a lot? I don't know. It is enough to kind of understand that, okay, I'm actually making money with that thing, 6K. Yeah, that's a good start. So that is what I mean when I say it is possible in 6, or in my case, in 5 months. It's possible to kind of, to start realizing that, okay, I'm making money and I can keep on making money and even scale my business in the future. But that was enough for me to understand that this thing works, like $6,000. I was really okay with that. And how did it happen, right? From zero followers to 50K followers in 5 months, and my income at 6K. So how did it happen, right? So the first, like, February, March, the first 2 months, I concentrated on 2 things. So the first one, actually on just one thing, I needed followers. I needed people who would kind of be interested in what I do. So that is very logical, right? So money follows attention always. And from the first day of my Instagram journey, I knew that I am treating it like a business, not like a hobby. You know what I'm talking about? It is business. It is also something that like very enjoyable for me. Is something that is very inspiring, and I loved doing that. I loved creating content, even though it was hard for me. But I knew that I was there in that space not to just, create and without a purpose. No, 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 no. I actually positioned myself in a certain niche. So the first thing I had to do is to choose my niche, right? To choose a niche. What is it? Is it mindset? Is it fitness? Is it documenting my journey? And I think that's a separate niche where you just document your journey. I didn't do that, and I totally regret that. That is so good. If you just document your journey, people love that. People follow you. People trust you. People connect to you. I didn't do that. I positioned myself as an expert from day one, like a coach, motivational speaker, like purpose coach, was also worked out for me. But documenting your journey is also a specific niche. So what is it? What do you choose? And you have to decide from day one, what are you choosing? What kind of business model you choose, right? So why is it important? Because if I had said, oh, I love fitness, I love food, I love mindset, I love business, I love that, I'm going to post about everything, just random stuff. On Monday I post about fitness, on Tuesday I post about like healthy habits, on Wednesday I post like relationship related topics. People will maybe even start following me, but long term, it will not bring you money. It will bring you followers, maybe. Followers, yes, but not money, because you need to think further, like what will happen in 3, 4, 5 months when you want to charge, when you want to create a product, when you want to create a course or whatever it is, right? Or if you don't want to create a product, okay, how am I going to make money with my business? Is it paying ads, right? Am I going to create ads for other brands? You need to think about it on day one. and it doesn't have to be super clear, but at least a direction, a direction, like, okay, what direction am I going? How will it look like in 3 months? So for me, it was clear, okay, mindset was my thing. I love to talk about, procrastination, how to beat it, how to take action, how to encourage people to take action. That was my thing. So I focused only on that. And I created videos only for that, on that topic, for the first 2 months. And I didn't just create it because I knew I needed to grow, just to grow. That was my goal for the first 2 months. So I posted a couple of videos per day. It doesn't have to be that amount of videos. You don't have to create 2 videos a day like I did. It has to be like a system, right? 1 video per day or 3 videos per week, something where you can see, okay, where you can say to yourself, I'm going to be consistent with that. That is important for you, not for the algorithm. Algorithm doesn't care. Algorithm wants us to create really good content. What is the good content? When attention of others is constantly grabbed, right? When your videos are saved, are shared, or people comment under your videos. So that is what Instagram loves. And so I focused on mastering viral content. That is the only thing I did for the first 2 months. And I sucked at it. Really, I was so bad at it. I didn't understand anything. And if you think like, okay, Victoria did it in 2 months, because actually in 2.5 months, already in February, March, April, in the end of April, yes, in the end of April, I got my first 20,000 people. So 20,000 people by the end of April in 3 months. Yeah. So that is the first thing. And I actually, once again, February, I sucked at content creation. Even March, I sucked at it. And April, something clicked. Like I found my format and people started following. And it was crazy. It was like that. One video brought me a lot of followers, but very important, not just followers, not just random people, but people who were interested in my content, in my niche, in potential clients. They were potential clients. That is very important to mention, because if I had just created a funny video, like a fitness related video, it would not bring me any customers in the future. You know why? Because I would never sell a course on fitness. So it has to be very intentional. Your content has to be very intentional. And if you're inside my course, Monetize Your Passion, that is exactly what I teach you to do. So once again, 3 months, in the end of April, I was able to gain 20,000 followers. And that was enough to start making money. At that point, I started getting DMs, right? I started getting DMs, and it happened so fast. I thought in my head, it was like, okay, in kind of, I don't know, like in 1 year, maybe I will make my first $1,000. I had this thought in April. I didn't believe that I could make money with that business, but it happened so fast. So sometimes, guys and girls, it happens faster than you think. And I think I will pause here and ask you if you have some questions. If you don't have questions, we can move forward. If you have some questions, please ask here. Yes, no? Can I continue, or do you have some?
Question.
Yes.
How did you, just kind of an abstract question, how did you feel through that process? I mean, because 4 months, you started in January and you kept moving. How did you feel through that process? Did you have a lot of emotions, or how did you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great question. So, how I felt during that process: constant self-doubt, extremely not confident at all, like hated creating content sometimes, pushed through, on days where I didn't feel like it. I hated my coach so much. I loved it. I loved him, but I hated him. You know, you know what I mean? Like I just he pushed me out of my comfort zone every day, and it helped me so much. I pushed myself also out of my comfort zone by creating and showing up. I felt stupid creating content because I felt cringy, you know. I felt really cringy um, because I had to analyze other formats of other people online, and understand the mechanism behind virality, and I didn't get it. I had the feeling I didn't get it. You know why? Because I had like 100 views, 10 views, 0 views. But the thing is, I had to know back then that it didn't mean anything. It just meant I was on the right path, you know, but I had the feeling that I was not on the right path. You know why? Because it is a process. When you learn something, you cannot become great in just one day. It takes time, but it takes practice also. It takes a daily practice. And at some point, you'll understand how it works. But I felt like an imposter all the time, all the time. Like it was like, the help of my coach was extremely important. That is why I help you here also, like, and tell you like it is normal to doubt yourself sometimes. It is normal to like fail or not get any views. It is normal because that is just part of the journey. So I felt also lonely. I felt lonely because I just worked like a lot. I worked a lot, and I just didn't meet my friends because my friends, they were kind of skeptical. Some of them were skeptical about Instagram and the whole journey. Some of them were also students who just finished university, and they had serious plans, you know. They were like they didn't get it. So I had to stop communicating with them. So I felt lonely. I doubted myself. I didn't feel confident. I felt like an imposter. I That's it. That's how I felt. And sometimes, but I also felt inspired. I felt motivated and inspired sometimes. Um, and I found I had my vision. You know what kept me motivated is my vision. My vision. My like this desire to break free from this like 9 to 5 trap. And I also had to move in like to my parents' house for 2 months when I came to Russia from Germany. And that was really uncomfortable for me. To live at their place was really uncomfortable for me. So all this, all this discomfort, um, and my vision and not willing to go back to my old life helped me a lot during that process. Yeah, so that is how I felt. And I felt better when I had my first results. At some point, a couple of days before the end of April, a couple of days before my first video went viral, I had a very low phase where I almost gave up. I didn't feel like it. I was like, okay, I'm doing that, but no results. And I like before that, I started to just let go. That was the moment where everything happened. I started to let go of results, and just like meditation helped a lot in that time, or just visualizing my future and letting go and trusting the process, and faith also, to have faith that everything will work out was extremely important and played a huge role in my success, I think. Because once I had my first viral video and people started reaching out, I was so happy. I didn't give up, and I was so happy that all that paid off, and all the doubts, all the fears that I have, they disappeared in the moment, because I saw with my eyes that it was possible. And actually, I was just really impatient, but it's super normal to not have results for the first 2-3 months. You know, it is super normal. Some people it depends on how you approach that. And I cannot tell you that I was the best student. I cannot tell you that I was a good, like, no, not at all. Sometimes I procrastinated. I had days where I could, I could just sit and procrastinate for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Yeah, just figuring out what my positioning is. And it is also part of the process. So it was not perfect, like, okay, I just hustled. No, if I had just hustled and did the work, that I would have done it in 2 weeks. And I see people sometimes they do that very fast. In 2 weeks they reach their first, like, I don't know, like they have their first viral video, and from that, all it takes is your first viral video if it comes down to Instagram, really. But in your niche, to your audience, not a random one. That will hurt. That will damage your Instagram profile if you have the first viral video not in your niche. That is why every video has to be very intentional, very intentional. Or it can be a funny video, just a funny video, but in your niche, a relatable video. So, yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you are very vulnerable. Thank you for sharing all that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I hope you can hear me well. Is it the case?
That is the case.
Okay, great. Any other questions, or we can move forward? Okay, I guess we can move forward. Okay, so the first phase, the growth phase, is the most, like, I would even say the hardest one, right? The hardest one is the growth phase, where you put an effort but you don't see the results. But I promise you, if you have your vision, your positioning, and you create content in that space, and you get better every day by studying like why videos go viral, and you can dedicate literally 30 minutes per day for that. 30 minutes per day. Like, you don't need more time. You can just take one viral video in your niche and study that. That's it. To understand the mechanism behind, that's it. So the growth phase is important, but also because you build leverage, and by the time your first video goes viral, you will already have, I don't know, 100 videos, 50 videos, 200 videos on your page, full of content and value, and right? So people will start following you, and then they will go to all your content you created, and they will watch that. So it will not be like, okay, I created it for nothing. No, they will actually start watching it and be curious about your content and be curious about your story and about you. So yeah, I still have people going to my very first videos and watch them and thank me because of the value I put in there. So yeah, that is how it works, and it will pay off for sure. And if you see videos of other people who are saying like, oh, Instagram is not like it used to be 5 years ago, don't trust them. It is exactly the same. Yes, maybe it's a bit of harder sometimes. You know why? Because people, they kind of like scroll even faster. So the attention span is even shorter. So it used to be 5 seconds, then it turned to be 3 seconds, and now it's like 2 seconds. So people tend to scroll faster. But by creating good content and good hooks, so the first couple of seconds of your video, you have good chances. And absolutely everyone can do that. Absolutely everyone. And now with the trend to like face-to-face videos, like you just grab your phone and just film something, even without the script, like just you being you and you being natural. So it is so easy because people need that authenticity, because they're tired of AI videos. There are a lot of AI videos online nowadays, even AI coaches. That is crazy. So it does work nowadays. It is not harder, like people say. It is not impossible, like some people say. It is possible, absolutely possible. No excuses to create your personal brand in 2025 or 2026, because I promise you, there are going to be people who start today or in 2 months, and they will be successful in 3-5 years. They will have a lot of followers, and you will be like, why haven't I started 5 years ago? Why haven't I started? Victoria told us, like, 2025. And I promise you, 2020, 2030 will come at some point, right? It will come. Doesn't matter if you upload your videos or not, it will come. So we'll be hopefully alive. So why not starting now? Yeah, so let's go. My first viral video, the end of April, I had my first 20K followers. In a couple of days, I had my first 50K followers. I found a format that worked for me, and you'll find yours. It can be anything. I cannot tell you which one. I advise you to try out different formats. So, for example, talking head format, you in front of the camera, right? Just talking. It can be a B-roll format where you just have your voiceover, like voiceover, you're talking about something, and you have some videos from your life or whatever, right? It can be a drawing format, like in my case, because like in mindset niche, there are a lot of people with like ADHD, and they need something to see in front of their eyes. Otherwise, they'll scroll. It can be anything, like literally anything. And I really encourage you to find your favorite format. Your favorite format. What is like the best? What do you like the most? Just find that and have fun creating it also, because yeah, because why not? Because Instagram is so full of different formats, and just try different things out and you'll find yours. And yeah, 50K followers in May. I was shocked. I was literally shocked. I couldn't believe it. And it was crazy waking up. Like, I woke up, for example, on Monday, I had 40,000 people. I woke up on Wednesday, I had 50,000 people. I was like, oh my God, how fast can your life change? How fast can your life change? Of course, the universe didn't give it just because I wanted it. It gave to me it gave it to me because I worked for it, right? I kind of deserved it at that time because I put out myself there. I created a valuable content, and I had my vision, and I learned to let go of the result. That was really important. So all the components. Yeah, so how did we come like from just okay, I had 50K followers, and I really thought that okay, now I would probably just have to ask people to buy my product, and they would buy. No, it doesn't work like that. And that was a huge realization for me. I thought followers meant money, but followers didn't mean anything. It just meant followers. That's it. And I wish someone would have told me that before. My coach didn't. So now I'm here to tell you, followers doesn't mean anything. I know people with 500K followers who do not make any money. Can you imagine that? Having like 500,000 followers and not making any money with that? Only brand deals, for example. And it's also the whole other story. It's also, it takes like knowledge, because you cannot just like, it's different topic. So yeah, 50K followers, that's what I had at that point. People started reaching out to me like, Victoria, I need help. So I saw these messages on my DMs, and people asked for help. And they started like, okay, hi, do you offer one-on-one coaching? And I was like, oh my God, I didn't want to offer online coaching at that point. I thought I would. I still had time to prepare for that. My brain told me, no, 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 maybe in 1 year or so. And my coach told me, Victoria, it's time. You can do that. I was like, no, I can just create a digital product and sell that to people. He was like, yeah, you can create your digital product, but also, why not help these people? And I was like, okay, I'm just afraid. I'm afraid of sales calls. I'm afraid of everything. And he told me, like, okay, just do that. And I was like, okay, I will just do that. So I just started taking calls. I started taking calls, sales calls. And somehow, after taking 20 calls in 5 days, yeah, it was a lot, I made my first two sales. Um, but it was just $1,500 each. So I had $3,000, $3,000 from that. It was May, right? So look, what do we have? So February, March, April, May, the fourth month in, I made my first 3K, right? $3,000. So 4 months in, completely beginner, right? Wow, that is cool. And I think that is like, if I had said it on Instagram, like, okay, start your own business, online business, and you'll make your first $3,000 in your first 4 months. That is not what people want. People want $1 million in 4 months, right? But let's face the reality. From starting from completely, like, from zero to having $4,000 in my fourth month, that was already enough for me to keep on going, right? So I did. And I started creating my digital product. I actually didn't do that. I just created a paid membership to my community. And then only after that, I started creating my course, which was how to overcome self doubt, of course. Yeah. So, and I sold couple of memberships to Action Masters community and a lot of courses in my fifth month that made me 3K more. So altogether, I made $6,000 by the end of June. So that is how I did it, right? And do you have some questions here before I go to the next thing? I think maybe it was a bit of like too fast, the second phase. I will go into some details right now, but if you have some questions, please ask here.
I have a question.
Yes.
So first you created the paid membership.
Yes.
What do people usually expect from paid membership? What did you provide to them? Like what made them sign up for the membership? What exactly were they getting from it?
So look, my first paid membership, it had a simple idea behind, just to bring all people together who wanted to achieve goals in life. Very simple, not niche down at all, right? So just people who are motivated and who wanted some inspiration from me, some motivation from me, some calls from me, maybe, right? I didn't even have calls. I just had some motivational, like, videos and some techniques, maybe also coaching ones. So it was just Telegram community, this one, where I shared my experience and some VIP, as I called it, right? VIP coaching techniques and my accountability and my support, and I answered their questions. So it was just encouragement community, right? Only like after a couple of months, I developed it into like coaching calls, or some other features, but in the beginning it was very simple. People wanted accountability, right? And people wanted to be closer to me. They trusted me already on Instagram, but it was not enough for them. They wanted a smaller circle, and they wanted to be in a smaller circle. But of course, it can be anything else, anything you want, anything, like whatever you choose it to be. Community is normally like it always has some kind of value you would not share normally on, like, how do you call it, on Instagram, right? Something VIP, so people feel special, right?
Yes, I agree. Community does help a great deal. I just have this limiting beliefs that I will not be able to encounter with people like you do.
Mm,
That's like, I know it's a limiting belief, but at the same time, like it's just like one of my greatest fears is to, be have that responsibility of encountering with all sorts of people, and maybe I will not be able to answer a certain question or I will not understand. It's
mm-hmm.
just like, yeah, that's my main concern. I
Yeah.
guess. And I guess another question is that, like, is it possible to create something without uh, in, encountering in all these conversations, but then maybe it's not going to be as successful?
Mm-hmm. So the first question of yours, or doubt of yours, right? That, look, of course, um, there are different types of communities. Like, you are free to choose the first thing. Like, it has to be something you love, something you want to do, right? And the first thing is to understand, is it even something I want? Is it something I want? Do I want to have this responsibility to be here with people, to encourage them, whatever? Do I want this? Do I need that in the beginning? That is the question number one. To be honest, if I look back, i I don't think that I was ready to for all that kind of like weekly sessions in the beginning. I was not ready to have these coaching calls. I thought maybe I was ready, but I didn't want that in the beginning because I had all other things to figure out on Instagram. I had to create my product. To create a product, it also takes time and inspiration and all that. um I had to keep on creating content, and I was not so good at that point. So I had to kind of like study all the things, yeah, still study all the virality hacks and everything. So I had too much on my plate, so weekly calls in my community would not be the option. So I just sold it once. I sold it once. I didn't make a membership back then. I sold it once like a product without reoccur. It was not a reoccurring revenue back then because I was not sure, like you say right now, right? So you need to ask yourself that question: is it something I'm ready to care on my like to have in my life right now, or because there are so many other options, so many you can sell to the world, like digital products, PDFs, courses, videos, whatever. It is unlimited.
I guess that brings me to the next question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how long did it take you to create the product, and how much help did you need? Did you create it all by yourself, or did you have help, or did you have to hire someone in
Mm-hmm.
order to create that product?
Yeah, I think it took me maybe 7 days or even less to create that product. It
Oh,
was a
that's not bad.
Yeah, or even less. It was a small course for $29, like, only, and it was about self-doubt. So it had 7 lessons, I think, or 5 or 7 lessons, very short lessons, like maybe 10 minutes lessons, and very like straight to the point techniques people could start using straight away. So I wanted them to have this boost of confidence and a system right? So $29. So yeah, of course it was like a very, I would charge more now, but back then I was like, okay, 29 feels okay, it feels safe. But you know, it didn't take me a lot of time. I didn't hire anyone because my business didn't make me so much money, and it was not like, it was not even necessary, you know, because I just grabbed my camera, I structured the lessons, like I had a script, I did it myself, and I put all my knowledge, all my systems that I knew from my courses, also like what I studied, and that's it. You know, that's it. That's something I did very fast. I didn't overthink that. I just did it, and that's it. Yeah.
That's great. Did you have success right away with that course?
So right now I would say yes. Back then I thought it was not successful. So I sold for like, I sold a lot. To be honest, for the beginning, it is already a lot. So $3,000 in a couple of weeks. If I had my knowledge, what I have now in sales, I would have sold for 10K easily, you know, in my launch, or 10 or 20K. But I didn't have the knowledge yet, and I was too busy like doing something else, like growing my audience, and my focus was more on growing yet, and that was my mistake. We are coming to mistakes now. So my mistake was to only focus on growth. I still, you know, had this, oh, how can I get even more followers, more and more and more and more? But my mistake was not to actively sell in my content. That was a mistake. I sold only on stories. Can you imagine? Just on stories. And for the information, there is a certain amount of people who are watching your stories, and it is just 1%, 1 to 3%. So if I have like 1,000 followers.
What about now? Is it like a gift that keeps on giving up to today, for example, or it's like a splurge, like a certain period of time and then it stops? How does that work? Like, are you able to sell the same product today, for example?
Yeah, totally. I have
Do you
people
still
buying.
sell it?
Yes. I
Okay.
still have it on my store. I have all the products I ever created. I have it on my store. People can just go to my store and buy it. I still have people buying the first product. Yes.
Great.
That is the beauty, right? That is the beauty of online digital products. You create it once, and they're always there. People can always buy that. But of course, you need to mention that you have them, because people will not just go there and buy. That is the next step, right? Content creation has to be intentional. You need to mention that you have products in your content, in the caption, in the stories, in your posts. You need to mention that. That is not so difficult, right? It is not so difficult. But the thing is, I don't know why, like my coach didn't tell me that. It was not his specialization. So I had to learn it a bit of later, that the content has to sell. There are 3 types of content: selling one, valuable one, and connection one. And we need to have all of that in our content. So what would I have done differently? I would have, as soon as I reached 20,000 people or 50, I would immediately start talking more about my product in my content, talk more in my stories, like warm people up, because nowadays normally people buy products when they see them at least 20 times. Can you imagine? They see that you mentioned the product 20 times and only then they buy. So it works like that. You post content, valuable one, for example, right? You're like, yeah, here's this, I don't know, whatever, and they get something out of that content. And in the end, you mention, yeah, by the way, there is a course. I teach people exactly that. So you can get that results in 1 week if you follow my system. Comment something down below and you'll get the link, right? You probably saw that a couple of times already on Instagram. So we need to integrate that selling techniques in our content constantly, and there is a compounding effect. So you start posting and talking about your product. Day one, nobody buys. Day two, nobody buys. Day three, nobody buys. That is normal. Day five, nobody buys. Day six, seven, eight, people start buying massively. Why? Because they warmed up. You warmed them up enough to buy that product. So
They get to know you better.
Hmm?
They get to know you and they get closer to you. They
Yes,
feel like they know you.
yes, of course, and they get to know you. They start trusting you. You explain more what is inside. Some people, there are different types of buyers also, but I think we'll need another like live like video for that, another group session for that. How people sell, how people buy. Some people buy immediately because they trust you. Some people need time to actually see what is inside. If you never give information what is inside, this type of buyers will never buy. But we'll talk about it later, like in another coaching session. So we need to get comfortable with talking about our products. That was my mistake for so many months. That is why I was not always successful with sales of my digital products, but I was successful in sales of my one-on-one coaching sessions. Always, because I always like jumped on the calls. I never said no to every DM I answered. So yeah, and with digital products, it is like you need to talk about it. That's it. You need to talk about that constantly. And at some point, you'll start having daily sales. Daily sales is when you are like your content is working for you. You have everything on your page. People who come to your page, they start looking at your post, and there is a call to action. A call to action like, okay, check it out. Check it out. Check my product out, and they will start kind of more and more like to get to know to get more and more information about your product, and at some point they'll buy if it meets their expectations and needs, and you solve that problem. Yeah, so that is again another topic, sales. If you're interested in that topic, we'll talk about that also in the next session. But I think right now so many of you also are in the growth phase, and today we wanted to answer that question, like, is it really possible to do something in 6 months, something that will kind of let you quit your job and be free, right? Of course it takes effort, persistence, like mindset, accountability. It takes courage. It takes a lot of things, but it is definitely possible. And once again, I was not someone who was like really good with Instagram. Not at all. Like really not at all. And my coach told me a couple of months later that my content was horrible. He told me that my content was horrible in the beginning, but he just didn't tell me that. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, it is normal. You need to be willing to be cringy in the beginning, to like kind of look silly or stupid. It's okay. Do you have some questions?
Thank you, Victoria. Yeah, at the end of it all, you have to be brave. Bravery
Yes.
pays off.
Yes, we have to be brave. Also to embrace it, to embrace yourself, to enjoy yourself in the like one thing that I would have done also differently, I would have changed my attitude to the whole thing and would be more like, curious about the things, curious about like, okay, what can I do today, like to add a bit of more excitement and to know that it will work out. Just to know that it will work out, let me have fun with it, and let me kind of play with the content, and to challenge myself to what can I do today, like to be more, to make it more like playful, and yeah, to enjoy the whole process. Because if you never stop, success is inevitable. We always want it to happen fast, but trust me, if you follow, if you follow the rules, it will happen fast. Don't worry about that. It will happen for sure. Like we see with Michaela, for example, right? She I think started posting 1.5 months ago. She was like, she started over. She started a completely new account, and now her first video with 2,000 views, and that is already enough to understand that algorithm works, to understand that she needs to create more content related to that topic, more of that format, and she will grow really fast if she does that. That is the first step. And for me, it also was not like 0, 0, 0 views, and then at some point, I don't know, 1 million views. No, it was like 100, 100, 0, 0, 100, 100, 100, 100, and then 2,000. That was already viral for me. 2,000 was great indicator to keep going. And then at some point, 10K views, and only then, like 50K, 100K, and then 1 million K, 1 million views. So slowly but surely, it works. So yeah, that's it. I think that's it. So to answer the question, like, is it a myth or reality? It is real. But is it real to become a millionaire in 6 months from scratch? I don't know. I didn't do that. But I never had to work a 9 to 5 again. Starting from that month, my income grew. So I made more and more and more. At some point, like, I had months where I didn't make a lot of money. You know why? Because I took a break. That is the only reason. The only reason I didn't have months with like more than like 2-3K. The only reason for that, I didn't show up, I didn't sell, I didn't talk about my products. Maybe I was just creating my products, I don't know, but I didn't do that. I chilled. That is the only reason. So if you want to make money, you just need to show up and sell. That's it. So questions.
Questions.
Yes.
So, I guess I'm looking at it I'll just take this from a personal standpoint. In the future, can you put on the roster or put on your list to do like profile audits? Because I know having a proper profile on Instagram is probably important too. Can you like do it where you go and look at it live or look at a profile and say, okay, change this, or work on that? Is that something you could do in the future?
You mean for you, for the students?
Yes, for the students. Yes.
Okay. Did I get it right? So you're asking if I could go to your Instagram profiles and look at your content and see what can be done differently, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Like, yes. I mean, we
Yes.
can definitely do that. Like, we need to understand what is the best way for that.
Yes.
During
That's
the
what I'm.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I was wondering. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. So the first thing could be, I'm brainstorming, right? So, the first thing we can do is to have sometimes like sessions like this one, but dedicated only to corrections, to edit, like, to, you know what I mean, to like that I go to your profiles online, I mean live, and watch over, like, and watch, like, okay, what did you do, how can we improve, what can we improve, and then kind of like, yeah, of course. And the second option would be if you ask straight, like, in the on Telegram, and I record a video of a video. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question, and you kind of, how do you call that? Section, not section. A new, what is it? Topic, not section for our group.
Oh,
I forgot the word.
uh, all those
Yeah.
words work. Category,
Yes.
section.
Yes, category. The new one for
So
our
yeah,
group.
I think that'd be. I don't know if anybody else be interested in it, but I thought about that over the week, and I figured that seemed like it'd be something that'd be interesting to get your input on that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. If you can
Great.
look over and give your input on how it looks like and what could be improved or changed or what works, what doesn't.
Yeah. Cool.
That's
Yeah, we
great.
could even like, maybe let's say twice a month, instead of just, doing these group sessions like we always do, choose one person per session, and for the whole hour analyze all the content the person has created, and to look for mistakes, what could have done better, in the videos, in the highlights, in the positioning, in how the person sells, everything. And it's also very useful for others. So it's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like an
You could call
example.
it like a you could call it like a hot seat or something. Everybody can
Yeah.
person going to be in the hot seat, so to speak. We're like, okay, we're going to go over everything that's related to their account. Because
Yeah.
then, but then you're getting specific, and then other people can learn from it. Other people can
Yeah.
connect with it, and that's what I was thinking. So that
Well,
was my idea.
I love that. Thank you so much for saying, for bringing it to the group.
Okay.
Oh,
Um, I'd, if I had to say what my biggest issue is right now, since I'm on the phone, my biggest issue is I I don't find myself trusting. I don't trust myself to execute the plan because you've laid out a clear plan on what to do, but I keep finding reasons not to do what you say. You say do this, this, and this, and I keep trying to find a new way to reinvent it or a new way of doing it or saying, well, maybe I should do this. What is that when I'm just rebellious or hard headed or
yeah. Sometimes it happens. So let's see, like, what is exactly the reason, right? There is a reason behind. So the problem here is probably not that you lack clarity, because clarity is enough, right? What to do, for example, right? Is it the case? Is it? We need to figure out. So, number one, is it like a lack of clarity? Yes or no? Let's look at it.
what do you mean by clarity?
Lack of clarity, like if you don't take action, if you don't execute, for example, you don't post, but you post.
Yes, yes, yes. I post, yes. So it's not a lack of clarity. No is the answer to clarity.
It's not a lack of clarity. Are you sure? Like, do you know exactly what to post?
I do not. I know I should post, but I do not know exactly what to post. And so I find myself just making things up and probably
Mm-hmm.
making things harder than they need to be. And
Okay. So do the social media prompts help you?
yes, they help a lot. And I don't know, think like I've done all of them, I just haven't posted them. I
Really?
went through and put all the information in each of them, how it would relate to my business, but I just have not posted them. I don't trust myself. I'm like, well, maybe I should do it differently. Maybe it should be better. Am I looking at this right? And I keep thinking and thinking, and then it's another week. And so then I go through the next week of prompts. And so then I just keep going through them, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not creating the videos from them. So it's like I'm being rebellious. That's how I feel like I'm being rebellious because because it's a wide variety of things. It's a wide variety of topics and wide, different hooks and everything. So it's there. I
Mm-hmm.
just feel like I am being rebellious.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, trust. I think, okay, you mentioned it. Trust is the real problem. You don't trust yourself, you said, right? What is like, um, we need, look, Instagram journey. nobody, of course, nobody will come to you and say, like, you need to post, you need to do that, you need to do that. It has to have only one intention, your intention. Your intention has to be strong enough, and you need to trust yourself. What does it mean to trust yourself? Why don't you trust yourself? Like, don't you trust yourself because you think what you post or how you created it is not good enough? Or what is the reason behind? Why don't you trust yourself?
I don't think it's, yeah, I think I'm trying to think for other people. And I'm like, well, nobody's going to like this video. This isn't going to go well. Or this is, should I do this angle? Should I use these words? And so I keep putting so much into it, trying to get it better and better. I don't want to say the word perfect, but I keep trying to make it better and better to the point where it just gets to the point where I could be doing a lot more videos. I could be doing a lot more posts, but I'm taking so much time on one post that I'm not able to keep moving so that I can learn and do some things differently. So I
Mm-hmm.
did take your I did take your advice about not using like stock videos. I said, you know what, I'm going to use my own videos. And so that was a big step for me. It felt like a big step. And it wasn't as bad as I thought. It's interesting. So that was, yeah, I got more views on that. I didn't get a lot, but I got more views on that one than I did some of the other
Yeah.
posts I was doing. So I'm like, wow, okay, well, let's keep
Yes.
going. So I have been recording videos, um, but in terms of the prompts, I go through the prompts and I write them out, I get them together, but I keep trying to think, well, maybe that's not right, or maybe this isn't correct, or maybe what I should do is I'm I'm just brainstorming. Maybe I should send you what I have, or maybe I should post it in Telegram and say, you know what, can you give me some ideas? Maybe that would be something to do.
Mm-hmm. I love what you're suggesting, but let me mention something.
Okay.
I have the feeling that there is something inside of you that is waiting for allowance. You know what I mean? Waiting for someone to say, "Yeah, that is okay. Yeah, Darnell, great job. You are okay the way you wanted to post it." I think you don't need any of that. You don't need my allowance or somebody else's. You can be imperfect because there is no such thing as being perfect in online space. That is the thing, right? So we need, I think, if we can reframe the whole thing, reframe your positioning as someone who is showing up imperfect or showing up even if even thinking that I suck at it or something like that, we need to reframe the whole game because I look at your videos. Of course, I mean, all videos have potential to be better. And if you send your videos to me and if I send my videos to you, we all would find something that could be done better. It doesn't matter like who you are. But the thing is, we need to post. That is the most important thing. That is the most important thing. And I look at your videos, they are good. They're good. They can be better, but you don't need a any kind of allowance from other people
So
because
it's, I
yeah.
think I hear what you're saying. It's like I'm waiting on permission.
Yeah,
Like
permission. That is the word.
this is the I think I'm waiting on permission. It's like, wow. Now that I gotta meditate on that. Yeah. Am I waiting on permission to do this? Am I waiting on permission? Man, that is wow. Yeah,
Yes.
because I don't mind creating the videos. I don't mind doing the background work, but it's like I'm looking for somebody to check it. Say, okay, is this good? Is this good? Is that
Yeah.
good? Huh.
Yes, exactly. And please use the meditation number 3 from the course you bought. Meditation number 3. Let me check how it's called. From the last course you bought from me. So Clarity and Purpose 2.0. Number 3. Just a second. Yeah,
I
it
feel a little
is.
bit of relief from from hearing that, I feel some relief. Like, okay, I don't need permission to do it. I don't need permission.
Yeah, yeah,
I
you
don't
don't.
need to have the right answer. I don't need to do this. Just
Yes,
oh,
yes. And I'm happy you start realizing that, because I don't know what you're waiting for, but you are more than ready long ago. Like you are more than ready, because there is no such thing as like kind of you, like you are enough the way you are. You are enough the way you are right now, right here. There is nothing that can make you better, because you are in your best version right now. And I don't know what will happen in 3 weeks, not or 3 months of consistently posting content. The only thing can happen, your content can get better, but you will still be enough, like you are right now. And just because some of the editings are not that perfect right now, it doesn't mean that you are not perfect or whatever. It doesn't have anything to do with your personality, with your identity, and with your intention and your kind of message. That's it. So keep like post content. We will look at it, of course. We'll look what can be done better. Of course we will. We will. But it shouldn't stop you from posting right now. And they're good. They're good. I see them.
thank you. Yes. You know what? I this was very helpful. This kind of helped me put it in perspective. I am waiting for permission. I want to, I'm waiting for validation and permission. And those things are only going to cause me to procrastinate and keep
Yeah.
pushing it off and keep saying, well, I'll get it later, or I'll work on this some other time.
Yeah.
It's, I wish I was in a group called Action Masters, because then I would be able to take action, right?
Well, you're here. That's the great news.
She said, she said the great news is you're here. So yeah. All
Yeah.
right. That's my goal this week, is to take action. I
Good.
thank you for the story stuff too. That really helped me on the story. So I'm trying to pull videos together that I can put. I think that'll be very important.
Yeah.
Because when I look at my profile, I don't have any of those things like, my origin story, testimony. I don't have any of that stuff on there. So I think it'd be nice to be able to pin that video, say, okay, this is who I am. Let me introduce myself. And so
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
is so important. So
Yeah.
I was looking at my profile, like I think there's some things I need. And so I figured it'd be nice to do like a audit on it, but if I know I need them, just do it.
Yes,
Just do it.
exactly. Exactly. And I
You
think
know,
like I would love to see your story and like to see how you present it. And so many people will also love to see that. And to pin it, it's also a good thing to do, to pin your story in your profile and in your reels. Nice. And let me know what happens after the meditation, like when you do that.
I will let you know. I'll do the meditation today and I will let you know.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Victoria. I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Yay.
And are we going to connect on Saturday?
Yes, we will.
All right, send me the questions, or you already know. Don't know. I'm enough how I am. I don't need to. I'm
Well, wait,
enough.
wait. I think I sent it to you. Not the questions, but the concept. But I'll
I
send you
don't.
the questions also if you want. No, no problems.
Okay. All right.
I will do
All
that.
right. Good.
Okay.
I know I don't. If I'm gonna be in a if I'm gonna be in a video with you, I gotta be ready, because you're like polished and you're perfect and you're wonderful and you're great and you're a great
No,
orator, you're a great speaker, you're a great coach. So I got to make sure I can.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you so much, Victoria.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome. Have a great day and take action.
All right.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.